Hey guys, Jared here from G-Force Fitness. Today I'm going to be talking to you about preparation, hydration, what you need to be doing leading up into Hattah and making sure that you guys are in your peak state. Now you're probably thinking that I don't need to watch this video, or I know what I need to be doing and I just need to ride more. Well, I'm here to tell you today that that's bullshit and you need to pay attention to what I've got to tell you. So I'm going to be covering topics of carbo loading. And so do you know what you need to do for carbo loading? Do you know the phase of carbo loading, or what you need to be doing with your carbo loading, like leading into your race? Hydration, what's going to work best with hydrating, before race day, what you need to do, on the day, after the race, recovery phase. So these are the things I'm going to be covering in this video today, and make sure that you guys have, better knowledge and have a better result, leading into Hattah. Topic 1, okay, what do we need to do for carbo loading? So we'll be doing macros, and you're probably going, what the hell is macros? So macros are a breakdown of your protein, fats and carbs. So normally what we'd run is we'd run a 40-30-30. So we'd run 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats. And that pretty much makes up, your balanced diet. That's what we'd be doing, and you'd be working on, say, average male, you'd be working on say, 2,200 calories, 2,500, females being probably more, say around 1,200, 1,500 calories, I should say, sorry. So we would be working around there. So then what we would do then is that, because we're working with your macros, is that all we got to do is just tweak the percentages. So what we would do is we would just, for carbo loading, is we would just up your carbs just that little bit, keep your protein, your fats pretty much the same. And just simply, go, so up at nice and slow, a couple of 100 calories, just with your carbs. And that's pretty much what we would do if you were doing macros for carbo loading. So the next thing is that, what if you don't know macros? Okay, so if you don't know macros, that's cool. Obviously macros makes it a bit more dialed in and, on point to the exact, to get a better result. So if you really want a good result, then the people that are training with me, then I have them doing macros. So if you're not, that's cool. You can still be doing just upping, if you're just doing your pastas, your rice. I reckon white rice is probably a better result. Brown rice, white rice, a bit of a muchness there. I reckon you get a better, white rice is a bit faster acting carb, so I reckon that white rice is a bit better. But white rice, chicken, broccoli, and then just slowly just having a little bit more and more and more, your bananas and all that type of stuff. So it's a little bit of a guessing game, but as long as you're upping, and being mindful of it and upping your carbs that little bit, then at least you're prepping up, like rolled oats and all that type of stuff. You can start having for breakfast, and a few other things. Don't just start going to the breads and all that type of stuff. They're not really good carbs. They're not going to give you good fuel. So the way I look at this, with carbo loading, is no different to fueling up your bike. You can't expect to do Hattah and run and do it on half a tank, right? Fuel. It's just not going to happen, right? So. And you can't be putting shit fuel into your bike. So it's the same thing with your body. You know what I mean? So carbo loading is just, filling up your tank so you've got plenty of fuel to do the laps. And it's you don't want to be just putting shit fuel in your bike, because if you put shit fuel in your bike, it's just going to run like crap. So the same thing is with your body. The next thing I'm just going to cover about is that when you need to start. So this is very crucial. Now, we've probably cut from this video a little bit too short. You probably want to be doing it anywhere from a week beforehand to 10 days. So personally, I start my carbo loading with things is 10 days out before an event. And then what we would do is that we would slowly, if you're doing macros, we would slowly just go up it, so probably everything in a 2-day block. So it'd either go 50, say 50 extra calories would go up, and then we'd up it a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So pretty much what we would do, even if you're not doing macros, is just picture just a graph, and we just want to slowly just keep upping it, and you want to up that all the way your phase. So you start small, keep growing, keep having more, keep having more. You just don't want to do this big influx of just carbs straight out. You know, just start just slowly building it up. And then you want to do that all the way to the day before, right? And pretty much the day before, like probably about like, you know, lunchtime, or I have lunch, and then after lunch, so that night you'd go back to having just a normal meal, and or probably lunch, and everyone's different, you know what I mean? So lunch or dinner, you just go back to just having your normal, what you would have in a normal day. That's what you'd be doing with your carbo loading phase. So that's carbo loading, guys, in a bit of a nutshell, without going into too much detail. So, and if you've got any other question on carbo loading, don't hesitate just to tag me in a post or send me a message, and I can go into more detail and help you out with that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is hydration. Okay, the question is what do I do leading up to Hattah? Okay, yep, that's cool. So, water. Water and Backers. Now, Backers are your branched chain amino acids. They're a free-forming acid that happens in your muscles. The only way you can get, you know, replenished with your Backers is through red meat. So pretty much what happens is every time you exercise or you're putting your muscles under stress, they tear. Pretty much, this is like, you know, keeping it really short, guys. Is that then your body needs to repair. Pretty much having the Backers speed up the repairing process. And it's good for a lot of other things as well. So Backers and water are a must. Alright, water, now water in general, what you want to be covering each day is 3 to 5 litres. So if you guys are only doing 1 litre or 2 litres, nowhere near enough. You need to be upping your water intake, so it doesn't matter if it's protein or anything like that. No Coke, get rid of all that crap, get rid of the alcohol, you know, you're not going to do yourself any favours having all that stuff. So 3 to 5 litres water, that's a must. Alright, and then if you're having Backers, it's just going to help out with recovery, loading up your muscles, making sure that they're 100% leading into the race. So that's what I would cover, that's my topic there, covering with hydration. Okay, now day before. So question is here is like, you know, so what do we do, you know, now day before the event, carbo loading, food, snacks, hydration. Okay, so pretty much what happens is the day before, either everyone's different, and you kind of really need to test yourself out with what you need to be doing here. So what I do is I usually go lunchtime, I pretty much just drop back my carbs a little bit more, and pretty much from the afternoon dinner I just go back to normal. You know, and then for dinner I'll be having something probably high protein, you know, like steak, veg, something like that. Just something just easy. I don't want to have anything heavy on my guts. I don't want to be going to bed heavy. Plus I've had all the carbs, you know, from lunchtime before, so normally then I'd sleep better as well. And I won't be, you know, like overthinking, you know, what's happening for tomorrow and stuff like that. I just want to be the carbs will help you actually sleep better as well. So just, I'll be able to go to bed, not over full, and get a good night's sleep as well. And wake up the next day and not be heavy. So then waking up the next day is that then you pretty much want to be eating 3, you know, and this is where, you know, you need to know yourself. Probably, you know, I'll eat, you know, like say 3 to 4 hours beforehand. So I really don't care if the event's at 6 o'clock. I'll just wake up, you know, like whatever, you know, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, have something to eat, and then, you know, go back to sleep type thing for the next hour or so. You know, just so I've got food in my system. Yeah, because I don't want to be starting the event and be heavy. So that's what, you know, that's what you need to be doing. And then for breakfast, I'd be having something like, you know, super light, you know, like toast, Vegemite. You might be having some muesli or yogurt. Just something like that, just real simple, not heavy. You don't want your body to be processing that and all through the event. You know, that to be coming back up, regurgitating that. That would suck. So then, you know, let's cover in now hydration. So, you know, the day before, still once again water. You know, 3 to 5 litres. Your Backers, no grog. Stay away from that. And you do that all the way through. And then from here, let's move on to on the day type stuff. So now let's cover the stuff with hydration while we're on it, on the day. So from there, you've still done the day before, keep your hydration up. In the morning, you might slow it down a little bit, and just back it down. Your cells, your body's fully hydrated, you're pretty much prepped up, ready to go. You're not dehydrated at all. Usually you can tell because your urine would just be like, when you go to the toilet, it would just be like just pure, clean, like clear liquid. You know, if it's yellow, then you're dehydrated or you're flushing out toxins from somewhere. So you're pretty much hydrated, you're ready to go. Now, this is the other thing too, you know, with on the day stuff, hydration, people say, you know, like energy gels and all that type of stuff. Yeah, you've got to try it out, you know, and you got to find what works. So that's probably one thing I forgot to cover beforehand, is that I'd probably start doing, you know, like a couple of days out, is trying out, you know, with Gatorade's no good, you know, too high in sugar, same as Powerade. Staminade is my tick of recommendation. Really, really good. Like firefighters use it on the field and stuff like that. Staminade's really good, low in sugar. It's just better values, and I reckon it's a better source of extra hydration. So I'd be having that a couple of days beforehand, getting it into your system. Just probably, you know, having like say 600 mils, 700 mils, you know, a couple of days out, leading all the way up to it. First thing on the day is I'd be having, so you'd have, what is it, it's 1 litre, you'd be having like say 1 litre to like, you know, 500 mils type thing. So, so you could have, you know, 2 bottles. So look at it this way, if you had 2 bottles, 2 600 ml bottles of water to 1 600 ml of Staminade. So that would be the ratio, 2 to 1 ratio. And pretty much what you do is that on the day is that you've had the Staminade, so you loaded up, got it in your system, and you're ready to race. Now, what I would have done is I would have just got a Coles, buy the 600 ml bottles of water, and I would pre-make say 10 of, you know, like to say 5 to 10 of the Staminade bottles in the 600 mils, and pretty much then what you do is that while you're out racing and you come back into the pits, bang, you know, Staminade. So pretty much throughout the whole event, I would just be having, you know, Staminade, but I'd probably be just mixing it up too. You'll know, and you'll need, if you need water or Staminade, but you really want to be trying to get that in there just to try and keep your electrolytes up. And stop that fatigue and, you know, dehydration happening. So I'd have them already pre-made, and if you need to, make them in like smaller shots, you know, 300 mils. But that's what I'd be doing for on the day race stuff. And then food and snacks while you're on the day, it's just, you know, half a banana, you know, like cut them up. Have everything organised. Preparation is the key here, guys. So have them cut up, have them laid out, nice and easy. So as soon as you come into the pits, bang, you know, quick snack, Staminade, go back on the bike. That's all I'd be having, guys, you know, throughout the race. And if you needed to, probably on the day before you start, maybe you might have a half banana, because you don't want anything heavy on your guts, guys. Next topic, guys, is recovery. Okay, cool. So what do we do? So you just finished the race. First thing you want to be doing is, you know, straight away, just, you know, like get Staminade, water, get it back into you. Start straight away. You want to be working on the recovery and getting yourself rehydrated. Food, I'd be from here, you know, anything, you know, like getting a few snacks in. It wouldn't matter if you're having a bit of like, you know, say bad fuel, because you've just burnt so much that it won't really matter. So, but then from here you want everything to be like, you know, high protein. So I'd be trying to get in there as much steak, anything, you know, that's high protein as you can. If you have protein shakes, be getting on that as well. Hydration wise, you know, yeah, Staminade, water, backers, you want to be getting that in, working on that recovery. And this is just leading in, guys, you know, because you want to decrease the DOMS effect, right? So that lactic acid build-up, that muscle fatigue, all right? Now, because we've done all this work beforehand on, you know, preparation and getting our body into this peak state where we're hydrated, carbo load and all that, now this should decrease the time that you guys are going to spend in recovery phase. So after Hattah, it only takes me 2 days 2 days. By the third day, I'm pretty much 100% good to go again. And this is my method for it. This is what you want to be doing, because, you know, I know guys that spend a whole week, you know, and then what makes it worse is that they spend the whole week as, you know, stuffed, and they spend it sitting on the couch, you know. So if you want to decrease, you know, the DOMS effect and speed up your recovery process, guys, you want to get moving, all right? Create as much oxygenated blood flowing back through your muscles, all right? Because your muscles are just made of, you know, like of pretty much water. They're 70% water. So the more oxygenated blood you can be flowing through, all right, the faster your muscles are going to heal. I hope that makes sense. So get active straight away, you know. Don't be still. Don't do anything sitting still. Yes, you may recover, you know, chill out a little bit, but you want to get moving, guys. The more you move, the less, you know, the lactic acid build-up's going to happen. Okay, next thing, subs. So I highly recommend magnesium tablets. I use the Foldings brand. I love it. Get the highest concentrate one. I can't remember on the top of my head which one it is. I just get the tablet form. You can get it in powder, but I'm not a big fan, so tablets are easy. I just have one every day. I definitely would be having that, you know, like, you know, the week leading out, and start loading up on your magnesium. One is good for, like, you know, like if you're going to get cramps and stuff like that, but because your body's going to be under super high stress, and, you know, like, you know, dehydration and all that type of stuff, definitely magnesium is going to help big time with that. Also too, it's good for a lot of mental things and stuff like that, focus and all that. So magnesium is a really, really good one. Protein, I'd definitely be looking at protein for your recovery, just because, you know, you could have like just liquid shake, bang, down, just easier too. Yeah, backers, as I've already mentioned, I can't rate that high enough. Guys, I hope that this has all helped, and that you guys have better knowledge and a bit more clarity of what you need to be doing leading up into Hattah and after Hattah and on the day at Hattah. But if you guys have any other questions or you want to know more, just send me a message or tag me in a post. Sending me a message will just be easier, to be honest. I can help you out with anything you need, guys. And good luck to everyone who's competing at Hattah.